Hello Orchid friends, how are you? Welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time watching my video, my channel is all about orchids. From what orchids I have, how I grow them, my thoughts on certain orchid topics, to what orchids in my collection are blooming, etc. So if you want to follow along my orchid hobby adventure, please consider subscribing to my channel and turn on the notification. Today in this video, we're going to look at my primary hybrid, one of my primary hybrid. And this one is a cross between Violacea indigo and speciosa. So its name is called Phal Germaine Vincent. I have two of these particular orchid type. One of them suffered a little bit of root problem, so I used water culture to revive it, and it's currently back in semi-hydro. That one is doing well, but this one has always been the healthy one. So last year it produced 2 flower spike, and I think gave me a total of 5 flowers. And this year it also put out 2 new spike over the winter in 2018, and now it's just doing amazingly. So also 2 spikes this time around, and personally I think 2 spike is probably the standard for this particular cross. When I first purchased this orchid, I had the expectation that I was hoping anyways that this orchid would have the characteristics of speciosa with random petals and color combinations, but this one unfortunately only has 1 color, which I don't mind because its fragrance is really just amazing, and the fragrance is from the indigo, Violacea indigo side of the parentage. It's very strong, and it's a little bit cinnamony, it's a little herby, but it's also really piercing. I don't know if the right word is piercing, but the smell is really strong, and it's not the sweet sugary smell. It's, I don't know, it's perfumey. It's one of those, if it's perfume, I would say it's like a really strong, piercing, strong perfume fragrance. If you look at the flower, it also has slightly different color in the flower. You know, you have a little bit of that fuchsia color with a little bit of lighter purple fuchsia color, and then the lip itself, I think the lip really is taking after Violacea lips. This orchid is currently potted in semi-hydro, and it has always done really well in semi-hydro. It has quite a few roots in the reservoir, so this orchid really is in what I call the autopilot mode. I give this orchid water almost every week, but I wait until there is absolutely no moisture in the container, in the media, and then I would give it water. Quarter strength fertilizer as usual, and once a month I definitely use just clear water to soak this orchid for at least half an hour, and the purpose of that is to dissolve any salt buildup from unused fertilizer, for example. And this orchid overall is really vigorous, and I'm hoping that this orchid would continue to elongate the 2 spikes and give me more blooms after these 4 flowers are gone. Last year, this orchid put out 5 different blooms, but it's not all at the same time like this year. Like, these 4 flowers pretty much open in a matter of like a week, 10 days. They all opened pretty much, within the same time frame. But last year it also had 2 spikes, but I think from between the first flower and the last flower, I think it was a couple weeks apart. Actually, maybe it might have been a month and a half, because I remember thinking the last flower came really late. But anyway, this orchid is a really rewarding orchid, and if you're somebody who really is enjoying orchids with fragrances, this one is definitely something you should consider. I think I pay maybe $30 for this one, or $35, and I think it's pretty reasonable. I think the price is pretty reasonable, even though the color combination is, I was hoping for the color combination, but it's just one color. But I think the fragrance definitely makes up the fact that it doesn't have that speciosa or tetraspis C1 random color combination. The other one that I have in the collection, the same orchid type, the other one, that one, because it hasn't flowered yet, so I don't really know if it's gonna be the same as this one, but I'm hopeful. But this one, I really enjoy it, and every morning I don't have to put my nose up close. I can already smell the fragrance standing from, like maybe about 3-4 feet away from this orchid. I can smell the fragrance. It's really, really nice. And here is a short video footage on this orchid when it was in full bloom. Again, I really hope that it will continue to elongate the spikes to give me more blooms this year, because learning from last year, the way it bloomed, it would, continue to sequentially bloom for a little bit before the flower spikes are completely dried up and died. But maybe the flower spikes will remain green now that this orchid is more established and more matured. Because last year's flowering was its first ever flowering, and this is the second time under my care. So, we'll see how what happens. And you can see here, this orchid has pretty decent root system, and some roots are already in the reservoir. So as long as I keep water in the reservoir, I can make sure that this orchid is always, hydrated. Overall, I think this orchid is a rewarding orchid, and if you don't have this orchid in your collection, you definitely should consider getting one or two. I think I got this one from Big Leaf Orchid. They may still have some, so I think you should go to their website and check it out for yourself. This is all I have for you today. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you would like to get more orchid related videos from my channel, please subscribe and turn on the notification. I want to wish you happy growing, and I will talk to you in my next video. Ciao!